One of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started hiking was thinking I needed a bunch of brand new gear before I was ready to get out on trail. I thought if I just bought the right shoes, the right jacket, the right pack, I'd finally feel confident hiking alone. But that's not what happened. What actually happened was I kept waiting until I had the right gear, waiting until I felt more ready. And the longer I waited, the more it felt like I was falling behind. What surprised me the most was confidence didn't come from buying gear. It came from using it. And what I use now might not be what you expect. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Kathleen, a food-motivated hiker, solo backpacker, backpacking coach for women, and the hungry hiker here on YouTube. Lately, I've been getting a lot of questions about the gear I use and what I wear on my hikes. So instead of overcomplicating this, I'm gonna show you what I actually use. Because here's the thing, I've been using a lot of the gear I have for years, and it still works really well. Full transparency, some of the gear mentioned in this video has been sent to me by brands over the years, but most of it I bought myself. And everything you're about to see is stuff I genuinely love using on trail. There was a time when I thought everyone else around me was way more prepared than I was. They had nicer gear, newer gear, the right gear. And I remember thinking, maybe I'm not ready to get out on trail by myself yet. But eventually, I decided to go anyways with the gear that I already had. And over time, I started noticing something. Even when I did buy new gear, confidence didn't magically show up. It showed up after I got out on trail and used what I had already. Sometimes that meant borrowing gear from friends. Sometimes it meant buying something used or grabbing last year's version for way less. I just needed access to good enough gear to get me started. Buying new gear didn't make me feel more confident, but using it did. And that changed everything. And here's the part that might surprise you the most. A lot of the gear I'm about to show you, I've been using it for years. So let's start with the one thing I use on every single hike, and that's my pack. This is the Gossamer Gear Loris 25 with a removable sit pad. I love this pack because it's lightweight, simple, and fits everything I need without making me feel like I have to overpack. It's a frameless 25-liter capacity pack that's vertical zipper makes it really easy to access gear inside the main compartment. One of my favorite features of this pack are these small mesh pockets on the shoulder straps, which is exactly where I like to keep my bear spray so I can grab it quickly if I need to. Navigation is something I used to overcomplicate way more than I needed to. Now I keep it really simple. I use my phone. Before any hike, I make sure my phone is fully charged and that I've downloaded the map of the area I'll be hiking in using apps like Onyx Backcountry or Gaia GPS. If I'm on a long distance trail like the Pacific Crest Trail, I'll use the Far Out app. I also bring a lightweight power bank and charging cords just in case my phone battery drains and I need to recharge it when I'm out on trail. This is one of those things I didn't think mattered that much until it really did. Weather can change fast, especially up in the mountains. So I always carry a few extra clothing layers. This includes a fleece, which is my Your Fleece treasure dress. I wear this thing all the time, both on and off trail. I also pack a lightweight puffy jacket and a rain jacket, even when there isn't rain in the forecast, because honestly, if I don't bring one, it usually rains. And I also always pack a pair of liner gloves too, because my hands can get really cold fast. This is actually something I changed recently. I went back to using a hydration reservoir for all of my day hikes. A lot of the trails I hike here in Missoula are dry, which means I usually have to carry all of the water I need with me. And I love the convenience of being able to sip on water without having to stop and take my pack off every 10 minutes. If I'm hiking somewhere with water sources nearby, I'll use my Sawyer Squeeze and the Canuck Dirty Water Bag to filter water along my hike. And I always bring electrolytes with me, which I mix at home and keep inside this small Nalgene bottle. Okay, not the most glamorous topic, but very necessary. I always bring a poop kit with me on every hike I go on. It's one of those things you really don't want to be without when you really need it. My poop kit is pretty simple. A lightweight trowel, hand sanitizer, powdered soap, porta-wipes, which are these compressed towels that I use instead of toilet paper, a Kula cloth for when I pee, doggy bags to pack out the used porta-wipes, and I keep everything inside this cute poop emoji pouch. For my first aid kit, I like to make my own so I know exactly what's in it and how to use everything in it. Inside my first aid kit, I carry over-the-counter medications, bandages, blister care, tweezers, a pair of small travel scissors, and a few small extras. This is one of those things I'd rather carry in my pack and not need than need it and not have it. My repair toolkit is my just-in-case kit. These are things I always like to have with me just in case I need to repair something whenever I'm out on trail. Inside my repair toolkit, I have mini crazy glue, tenacious tape, paracord, a rechargeable headlamp, knife, an emergency blanket, and stormproof matches. I also store in here sunscreen and a buff. For personal safety gear, I always carry with me all of the 10 essentials, which includes navigation, illumination like my headlamp, an emergency shelter, extra clothing or clothing layers, extra water or a way to treat water, extra food like plenty of hiking snacks, sun protection, a reliable way to start a fire, a knife and gear repair, and a first aid kit. Hiking here in Montana means hiking in grizzly bear country, so I never get out on trail without bear spray. And I always like to keep it easily accessible by putting it in the stretch mesh pocket on the shoulder strap of my pack. And the one piece of gear I wish I'd gotten sooner, my Garmin InReach Mini. As someone who often hikes alone, having a satellite messenger and being able to communicate with people off trail when I'm out of cell and Wi-Fi service gives me and my friends and family peace of mind whenever I'm out on trail by myself. And depending on the hike and current trail conditions, I also like to bring a pair of trekking poles and a pair of microspikes for extra traction when hiking on snow or ice. When it comes to what I wear when hiking, I like to keep it simple and comfortable. In the cooler weather, I'll hike in a pair of leggings with a moisture-wicking tank top, along with my fleece dress and an insulated vest. During the winter months, I like to hike in my Purple Rain adventure hiking dress, a lightweight sun hoodie, trucker hat, and a pair of sunglasses. And yes, you can tell how much I love my hiking dress because it's completely sun faded, which honestly might be the best review I can give it. For footwear, I always wear Darn Tough socks along with a pair of Ultra Lone Peak trail runners. I did recently just replace my Ultras after putting a few hundred miles on them because they were well loved. I also like to wear a pair of gaiters to help keep rocks and debris out of my shoes. And finally, snacks, which are arguably the most important category when it comes to hiking gear. I always pack a handful of snacks and usually some kind of lunch depending on the hike and how long I plan on being out there. My trail snacks are usually based entirely on my mood and whatever I might be craving before I start a hike. But the most important thing I bring with me on every hike isn't in my pack or any of the gear inside my pack. It's trust in myself. I know that might sound a little cheesy, but it's also the one thing you can't buy and is the one thing that takes the longest to build. Gear can help you feel prepared and comfortable while you're out on trail alone, but it can't replace good judgment, instincts, experience, or show you how capable you really are. If you've been feeling like you need more gear before you start hiking, I totally get it. I used to feel that way too. But looking back, what I really needed wasn't more gear. It was just a place to start. Start with what you have, borrow what you need, and learn as you go. Every hike you go on will teach you what you need and even don't need for the next one. And that's how confidence is built. Not all at once, but with one step and one hike at a time. If you want to see the full list of everything I use, I'll include a link for my day hiking gear list down in the description below. And if you're a woman who wants help building confidence with hiking on your own, check out the Confident Solo Female Backpacker System, my online backpacking program for women, which I'll also include a link for down in the description below. If you like this video and got some value out of it, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for new videos each week and hit the bell icon to get notified each time new videos are posted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy trails and keep on trekking.